The Ottawa Senators have signed Evgeni Dadonov. We're going to discuss the transaction and the contract coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Now we actually have the Ottawa Senators making a bit of a splash here in the free agent market, which is somewhat surprising. Not something we've seen much here over the last few years, but they've signed former Florida Panther forward Evgeni Dadonov to a 3-year contract valued at $15 million. So that gives him an average annual value of $5 million. His salary over the 3 years is going to gradually escalate, go from $3.5 to $5 to $6.5 million over the course of the 3 years. And they also did give him a modified no-trade clause of a 10-team list that he can veto a trade to during the 3-year period. So overall, I must say this is a really solid signing by the Ottawa Senators. Dadonov has had a 3-time 25-goal scorer, a really solid, legit top 6 forward who with a team like the Senators can play top 6 for sure, possibly even top line minutes. Like he's a really solid, underrated offensive player here in my opinion, and we've really seen a lot of kind of a standstill here in the forward market. A lot of top guys out there still looking for contracts, mostly because I think teams are just not offering up as much money that some of these players were hoping to get, and I think they're trying to kind of play hardball, negotiate a bit here to see what else they can end up getting before they commit and sign. But Dadonov apparently had a couple other options on the table. There were as many as 10 teams who had contacted his camp when the things first started in free agency. He had it whittled down to 3 teams apparently, with Senators being one of them, and he chose to sign with Ottawa. So it's a good sign for them to be able to get a player of his caliber in free agency. Obviously, he'll certainly have an opportunity to play with some top young talent, like a Brady Tkachuk, for example, Tim Stützle, who was just drafted. So it'll be interesting to see. And NHL insiders are also saying that they believe the Senators are not done, that there could be some other subsequent moves happening here in the short term. I can't help but wonder if maybe Anthony Duclair, who's one of those forwards out there that's still in the market, might circle back to Ottawa. Apparently he was offered, the rumor is at least, that he was offered a substantial raise, more than double what he was earning last year, which would put him around $3 million after scoring 20-plus goals. But he was also a very streaky scorer last year. He chose not to accept that. Therefore, the Senators did not give him a qualifying offer, made him an unrestricted free agent. He's been representing himself, not even using an agent, and at this point he remains unsigned. So I can't help but wonder at some point if he's going to come back to the Senators and maybe see if that deal's still on the table. I think that might have been a big mistake by Duclair to go about things that way, given how streaky of a scorer he was. If that report that they offered him a contract, I'm not sure of the term, but a $3 million deal, it's a nice raise for him based on how he played. I think he probably should have taken it. And maybe, with them signing Dadonov, I can't help but wonder if maybe they'll even want to take him back if he does come back. But they certainly have lots of cap space. They can certainly squeeze him in, no problem. But we'll see. Maybe a center iceman would be nice for them to grab as well. But there's not a ton out there in free agency unless we're talking about a potential trade. But there's still, the trade market seems to be kind of held up here as well. There's certainly some key teams like the Islanders and Tampa and still Vegas to a small degree as well, trying to become cap compliant, move some players around. And it's just becoming quite challenging right now. So we'll see what happens, what else the Sens do. But I must say, I love this contract. Really fair. They're getting themselves a solid player. So it's certainly well worth the money spent. And I think he'll be a great fit with a lot of the younger Senators players that he can certainly help, kind of be a leader for with all of his experience that he's garnered here over the last number of years. So let me know what your thoughts are on this signing down in the comments section below, and we'll discuss further. And I'll likely be back with another video later today with additional signings or trades, or if not, we'll talk about all the rumblings of what's going around the NHL and what we might see happen here in the short term. But still lots of good players out there, including former Senator Mike Hoffman, and Anthony Duclair is still looking for work. So we'll see where they end up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.